In Seattle, sex workers are alarmed by a proposal to re-criminalize prostitution loitering. And in Los Angeles, a homeowner stabs a suspect who broke into his house in the middle of the night. And Jewish students are attacked with glass bottles on the University of Pittsburgh campus as students return to class. These stories and more coming at you today on Real Life, Real Crime Daily, and I'm your host, Woody Overton. And Jim Chapman's taking a much-deserved break, and we're going to get through this again. And we have my co-host today is...
Cindy Overton.
Say it a little louder where people can hear you.
Cindy Overton.
She's trying to be all nice and meek, y'all. My ears bleed every day because she be screaming at me all the time.
I know, poor baby.
Yeah, right.
But I'm watching the roadcaster go up when I talk, so I'm just trying to make sure my voice is level.
People don't even know what the roadcaster is.
Well,
Don't try to make your voice anything. Just speak freely. Y'all, we're doing podcasting 101 Woody Overton style, and she's giving me the stink eye.
I am not giving the stink eye. I have a big smile on my face with love in my eyes.
I'm in trouble later. I'm going to pay for it all day long. I'm going to get done. I'm going to say, what's wrong? And she said, nothing.
Poor abused Woody.
Well, you know what? I don't know if I said today's date or not. Did I?
I think you did.
Okay, I'm not Jim Chapman. He's very good at that opening shit. So, with that being said, it's Wednesday, hump day, and let's get down some true crime time for Wednesday.
Well, let's start off in Seattle, where when I saw this, hopefully you can bring light to it and explain it to me, because it shocked me. But a proposal to criminalize street-based sex work has sparked widespread concern among sex workers, anti-trafficking groups, and their allies who say it could harm vulnerable community members. The draft ordinance would undo legislation the Seattle City Council unanimously passed in 2020 that, over concerns of racial disproportionality in enforcement, repealed criminal penalties against sex workers. So essentially, they're trying to make it legal, correct?
I'm at a loss. I think what I heard just there.
They're trying to take away the legalness of it.
They made it legal because they're saying minorities were getting arrested more than non-minorities,
right.
I guess.
The new bill, introduced by Seattle City Council member Kathy Moore on August 1st, would revive criminal penalties against street-based sex work and allow judges to exclude people accused or convicted of the crimes from entering certain areas of the city. Moore, who represents parts of North Seattle, has said the bill is intended to address the presence of visible sex work along Aurora Avenue North.
Yeah, and y'all, every town has their street. In Baton Rouge is Plank Road, where the prostitutes hang out and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Moore's ordinance is one of several efforts by the new Seattle City Council to address public safety concerns. The law was announced on the same day conservative Seattle City Attorney Ann Davidson proposed similar legislation to enact 2 banishment zones in downtown Seattle for people accused.
They only want to banish certain streets.
Yes.
So you can go do it on Bluebonnet Drive, but you can't do it on
Plank Road.
Whatever this street is,
yeah.
Right? Probably somebody has to drive, one of the politicians has to drive that on that street every day.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, and they're like, I'm going to look at this.
Right.
Yeah, move it to another street.
The proposed ordinance has several key components. Firstly, it would reinstate the misdemeanor offense of prostitution loitering, defined as intentionally soliciting payment in a public space in exchange for sex. It would also introduce, as a gross misdemeanor, the criminal offense of promoting prostitution loitering. This offense is defined broadly and could include giving a ride to someone suspected of engaging in street-based sex work.
But that's because if the undercovers are there watching, and we've done this, the Johns is what they call them, the guys who buy in the sex, they'll stop. Of course, let me back it up. If you've never been on one of these streets, these women are walking. If they look at your car and they think you're not a cop, they might flash your titties, or and then they're dressed very skimpily, and you know what they call it, working, right? You know that they're working, and so that they're trying to stop all that too, I guess.
Yeah, well, the second portion of Moore's ordinance would enact a stay out of area of prostitution, which is also known as a SOAP zone.
Well, I don't really fucking get that, because somebody's got to drive down the street. There's a street there for a reason.
Well, it's covering this Aurora Avenue north between North 85th and 145th Streets.
Whatever.
Extending a few blocks to the east and west of the road. Under the proposed law, the Seattle Municipal Court judge could exclude a person who has been charged or convicted with the new prostitution loitering-related offenses from entering the SOAP zone by court order. A person does not need to be convicted to receive a SOAP order. They may also receive a SOAP order as a condition of release on bail, but be tried at a later date.
I don't get the it's the oldest profession in the world, and they even had it in the Bible, right? Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. Like Vegas, where LSU hopefully won this past weekend. Everybody thinks prostitution is legal in Vegas. It's not in Clark County. You have to drive like 45 minutes outside the county, and that's where they have the legal brothels. Now, let's talk about it for a second, because this is kind of important. People are going to do it. Sex is sex. Everybody got here because two people screwed, right? Everybody you see. But the prostitution part, like in other countries where it's legal, and outside of Clark County where it's legal, they make them go through a lot of all the STD testing. They get tested, I think, like weekly. They go through drug testing. They go through all this shit to make sure, I guess, that the people that are buying sex are as protected as much as they can be. And I would get that the streetwalkers is what they call them, that a lot of that is forced prostitution. They have pimps. They have, and I think this should take it off the streets, period. That it brings about a lot of sex trafficking.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're never going to stop it all. I think this is just another fucking stupid Band-Aid on not a stupid thing, because prostitution happens everywhere, every day. I don't really get it. Soap, is that like a play on word to take a bath?
I guess so. Keep it clean.
But Seattle, I've been there. I loved it. I've been in the very first Starbucks, and the whole world should know the very first Starbucks is like the size of our closet.
Right.
At Pikes Market, it's really beautiful. I've been on the Space Needle and all that shit, but I have not been on the Aurora Boulevard. I
was just curious of what made them think that it was good to make it legal if there's so much
shit,
of
it.
it.
You don't, and I can't remember what city it is, or because y'all know I'm bad with names. There's somewhere out there they made fucking drugs legal, like heroin and cocaine and amphetamines and all this, and that was their genius idea, right? Oh, we're gonna make it legal, then it'll take the crime element out of it. Then everybody's fucking dying from it, and they're like, "Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea. We take it back." Yeah. They did. They repealed it. So I don't know. Seattle people, Seattle lifers, let us know about Aurora Boulevard, right? So we spent a week in California last week, and I'm going to take you to Los Angeles, California, where police used a tank-like vehicle with a battering ram to smash into a Southern California home, and they arrest the next door neighbor of a couple living in a nudist community who were reported missing earlier this week, right? So officials believe the bodies of Stephanie Menard, 73, and her husband Daniel, 79, are inside the residence, though they first have to shore up the home to make it safe to search. And that's this according to Carl Baker, who's spokesperson for the Redlands Police Department. He said, "We are confident that they are deceased and that they're still here on the property." He did not release any information about a possible motive. Y'all, I guess they're talking about a homicide. But later Friday, officials said searchers had found human remains in bags in a concrete bunker underneath the home, right?
Wow.
The remains were not immediately identified. That means, y'all...
Decomposed.
Decomposed. I mean, but Michael Roy Sparks, who's 62, was booked into jail on suspicion of homicide Thursday night after being found under the house at Olivedale Ranch, which is described as a residential RV park and family-friendly nudist resort.
What?
Let's talk about that for a second. Look, there's one in Louisiana that I know of. It's outside of Slidell, off the exit close to when you going towards Mississippi on 12. It's the first exit when you come to I can't remember what the name of it is. But anyway, I've been by it, but I haven't been in it. But these people are in their 70s letting their shit hang out. I mean, that's fine, but family friendly. I'm pretty sure I'm not going. I am not knocking it. Everybody to each his own, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be hanging out naked with my kids.
I was going to the family friendly.
Well, they do it. Look, they play volleyball and go swimming, and I don't know if they have horseback riding. It's kind of like a summer camp, but they're not making light of it. So evidently this couple that were in their 70s. Got murdered by Michael Roy Sparks, who's in his 60s and is all in the nudist resort. Now, they said it's a family-friendly nudist resort, and this is on their website. And the rustic community is in the hill country about 60 miles east of Los Angeles. And, I don't know, but his ass is in jail.
Well,
I guess we'll hear more about that. Everybody loves to hear about naked people.
I know.
I'm sorry that I'm not making fun of these dead naked people. But,
no.
I guess they didn't have any clothes on with the name tags in it, so they couldn't be identified.
It's just, maybe. I mean,
I don't know. They show the pictures of them. Holy shit, that's not that much older than us, to be honest with you.
Well, I know when you were saying 70,
Well, the guy that did it is 62. He's like 8 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. There you have it. With a nudist colony, murders.
There's this TikTok that I came across my feed a couple of days ago, and anyway, a couple came in the order of this particular TikTok person, and apparently she those these sex parties, they're swingers or something.
Yeah.
And the daughter keeps she has an adult daughter, and the daughter keeps hindering, she gets these big blow up mattresses to put all over her living room, and her daughter lets all the air out of the mattresses. So when they
daughter's assisting,
she's sabotaging. It's really funny the way.
Think that's a real TikToker or something?
I think it's fake, but it was actually. It took me a second to figure out what was going on at these parties that the daughter was sabotaging.
Yeah, and I think it's a misconception about nudist colonies that this is just
all
one
they do
big
is
orgy thing. It's not what it's really about. People just like to be naked.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to be naked. I'd be naked all the time if I could, but I just can't because people are around.
Yeah.
When I'm up in the country by myself, I'd be walking around the yard naked.
Yeah.
The Japanese spy balloon got me on video, I'm sure. And,
Google Earth,
yeah, whatever. We did a story back in the past on Real Life, Real Crime Daily about the spy balloons and all that shit, and then they say they can take pictures and zoom in real close. Well, and that happens, I guess. So,
well,
I don't know.
We're going to stay in Los Angeles for the next story.
Los Angeles.
So a homeowner in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley, stabbed a suspect in his mid-20s who broke into his home in the middle of the night this week.
Wait. Say it again?
So a homeowner stabbed a suspect that it was in his mid-20s that broke into his home.
You know why he stabbed him?
Because he couldn't have a gun.
He did, or he didn't have a gun. Yeah, he probably couldn't have one too. But go ahead.
LAPD says that after the suspect rammed his way through the front door just after 4 a.m. in the Winnetka neighborhood, he was confronted first by the homeowner's daughter.
Suspect was.
Yes.
Right.
Then he got into a fight with the homeowner who stabbed the intruder in the stomach.
I wonder if they were like in the kitchen or something, or if homie just carries a pocket knife.
Well, he rammed through the front door. So maybe the daddy went and grabbed, or the homeowner they said daughter. So yeah, maybe the daddy ran to the kitchen and grabbed a knife. The suspect who collapsed not far from the house was found by police soon after leaving a trail of blood from the house.
It's not hard to follow, right? I did that. I told you about Hurricane Katrina. The idiots broke into the store and they couldn't get in because there was burglar bars on the windows, but they got like some cigarette lighters or whatever. And I just followed the blood all the way to the trailer park, all the way up to their doorstep. And like, knock, 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 motherfuckers. I know you're in there, and open the fucking door. I mean, the blood came in. The dude
Literally.
sliced his hand wide.
Yeah. The suspect has not yet been identified, but was arrested and taken to the hospital, and he's in stable condition. A neighbor told police the suspect also tried to break into her home. The home invasion was caught on video. These Ring things are big, but the homeowner's Ring video camera showed the suspect slamming his body against the door, and he was just prowling outside. They struggled for the door.
Sounds like he's just going door to door trying to break in, probably high as fuck.
And he finally got one door open. And
and then he got called a knife for it.
And the daughter said, my dad acted in self-defense. The guy jumped in the room and they warded him off. My sisters took a vacuum cleaner and started hitting him over the head.
He got his ass whipped and stabbed. Yeah.
And she said, a neighbor said, everybody has a right to defend himself.
They do. Your home is your castle, motherfuckers. And don't break into ours, because you be leaving. If you leave, you're going to leave a lot heavier because you'd be full of lead.
And then it goes on to state that there's been several home invasions and,
Well, there you go. And I'm sure he's not guilty of all the home invasions, but, you're having a bad day, I guess, when you're that high. You're trying to break in this door and then that door, and you break in and you get the knife and a vacuum cleaner, right?
Yeah.
But, that's, we make it light of it, but that's a terrifying thing. And I've worked these cases, and people, it's traumatizing, and, like military and cops can have PTSD. You can get PTSD from that. I mean, fuck. Dad nutted up and the family nutted up, it sounds like.
Yeah, they defended themselves.
Gave him his issue.
Yeah.
So, speaking of families, I know that you love to go to a place that I can't stand. You know what the name of it is?
Saks Fifth Avenue.
No, yeah, that one too. That one, or any of that shopping bullshit. Okay, well, I'm going to give you another hint. I used to live there.
Well, you like Tennessee.
No.
So Florida?
Yes.
I mean...
Let's go to Orlando, to Disney World.
That's not my favorite place.
But you like to go there?
I've gone once in our marriage.
But you went without me, and you and WL went, and it's a place I don't like to go. Well, our friend Lori Goolsby likes to go.
When she plans her trips, so contact her.
Yeah, she does do that for people, right? Because and I think she goes like 100 times a year. They like have her own parking spot probably. But you won't catch me there. I did live there in the early 90s, several months, right behind SeaWorld. But the thing about Orlando, nobody that lives there is from there.
Nobody.
It's all transients.
Yeah.
I mean, not transient in a bad way, but just people, they don't live, whatever.
Transplants?
But let's go to it. Yeah, transients would be the wrong word. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. And all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference God will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Hey, y'all, changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore, ensuring my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. Transplants. So Orlando, Florida, old Magic Kingdom, and a fight at Disney World's Magic Kingdom Park and a popping sound caused a disruption among visitors and rumors of an active shooter that were quickly put to rest by the county sheriff's office. Mm-hmm. Now, you go to Disney and you went last December with WL and Lori and them, and I mean, you know what gunfire sounds like. Look, it's all families. It ain't like you're going to Disney to get fucked up with your friends
right.
for a bachelor party. Right. You're going there to have a good old family time, right? And look, they got more security probably than a nuclear plant. So, but this shit kicked off, and the Orange County Sheriff's Office confirmed that there was no active shooter at the park on that Thursday night. The Sheriff's Office posted the following on social media. There is no active shooter at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. A fight occurred, and a popping sound was heard that we believe was a balloon.
Not so sure about that.
Don't want to run
Sorry,
off the gas.
Yeah.
Who the fuck got in Disney World with a gun?
Yeah.
But guests began running, and that's how the active shooter rumor started. And I always say that nothing clears a room like a little gunfire. But they said there is no active shooter. And now, no one was arrested, according to the sheriff's office, and visitors at the park posted accounts that people were running and children were crying amid the confusion. And a Disney World spokesperson, before I even read this, I'm going to guess they're trying to do damage control, issued a statement thanking the sheriff's office for its immediate response and said normal operations resumed at the park.
Yeah.
And, well, you know what? It's not too often you hear. We've done a couple stories on Disney World. Not too often you hear about people
with a gunshot.
I don't know. You know what? Well, even a gunshot fights, right?
They don't
give any details about how many motherfuckers were fighting and doing whatever. But you know what? Thinking about it now as a father, and you get out there, and I did Disney World when I lived there, and I never have to go back again. And I like Universal Studios should sponsor us because I like them better. Because when you're waiting in line, they sold beer. But I know Disney World does now. But think about this: and first of all, what they have on the signs is correct. If they say it's 45 minutes and 37 seconds till your ass gets on the ride, it's exactly right.
That's right.
So you're standing out there with kids, you're dragging your kids around, everybody's fucking miserable, it's hot as fuck, and hurry up, fuck up, we got to go do this Buttercup ride, or hurry the fuck up, we got to go see Star Wars. Whatever the rides they got now, right? They're dragging the family back and forth, and young kids got snot running out of the nose, and daddy's fucking fussing. And so I guess if there's a place to be aggravated already and you're going to have a fight, or somebody might have said, your kid's ugly as fuck, right? And they got in a fight.
Well, when we were there was a little kid that I don't remember exactly what happened, and this parent just went off on the child. Like another parent went off on this child, and then the other parent started fighting. And
well, that's what I'm saying. If there was ever a place that was right for people to fight,
it's there.
I never even thought about this. They should hold UFC championship fights, huh? There. Shout out to our boy Ryan Loader for winning the Ultimate Fighter champion again. And we're gonna have him on. I'm gonna have him on a show in the near future, and he's a stud, right? But anyway, Disney World not going, but y'all go and enjoy the shit out of it. That's what I got to say about that.
Well, I'm probably gonna tease you with the first words coming out of my mouth, but don't get too excited.
Okay.
So, University of Pittsburgh. So this isn't about football. He looked up at me and his eyes lit up.
I think they played Thursday night.
Unfortunately, a group of Jewish students at the University of Pittsburgh were allegedly attacked with a glass bottle, leaving 2 students injured, the university announced. According to a statement from the Pennsylvania College, students were attacked near a Cathedral of Learning, a focal point of the Pittsburgh campus, around 11:30 p.m. Friday, and 2 students were injured in the attacks. The students who were wearing traditional Jewish, I'm really bad with the yarmulkes, were treated at the scene, the university said. The alleged perpetrator had no known university affiliation and was immediately arrested by the Pitt police.
But let's talk about it. That's so fucking common now, that people attacking synagogues and people doing this, and some people attack mosques and stuff. I mean, I don't get it, bro. I mean, I'm not. This is not a political show, and I certainly believe in Jesus, but it's not a religious show and everything else. But I don't understand people attacking people for their faith.
No, like when you just brought up Ryan Loader, and I cry. Well, I cry at anything, but
this is true.
On the last episode that I watched of Ultimate Fighter, and there's people in the house, and there was like 4 different religions, and they were all sharing their religions with each other, and he said this is not normal,
That's true.
And he was
especially
so happy
nowadays.
to see it and share it. So
they'd rather kill each other. And you know that I've studied all the religions over the years, everything from Wicca, which is the good practice of witchcraft, to whatever.
Studied, not practiced.
Yeah.
You want to know.
Practiced. I want to know what. I can tell you how every one of them got started pretty much and all that. But attacking somebody because they're Jewish or Catholic or Southern Baptist or whatever, it's just wrong.
Well, the suspect was wearing traditional symbols of solidarity with the Palestinians.
Well,
So-
back to that shit that's happening over there.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it happens almost every day, it seems. And, in the past couple of years, they've had people go inside and shoot them. We covered them on this show. And one of them went in, and it was just a mega church, and they went in and killed X amount of people with an AR rifle in the Sunday service.
Yeah.
So that's another crazy story and sign of the times, and we hate it. Y'all just love one another. I mean, if you don't love somebody, just move along. There's other people to talk to and shit.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
We got our kids graduating from college, all except for one, and if in Baton Rouge when they were having the riots about whatever it was, I can't remember, but I know it was a police brutality case. I can't remember which one, but they were out there riding on Sherwood Forest Boulevard,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the moms, they were covering it live, and one of the moms saw her kid out there and went out there. She beat that ass on TV, and they're like, "Man, why are you beating your kid?" Said, "Because this motherfucker, I raised him to be better than this.
That's
He's out
right.
here in this bullshit."
Yeah.
And you know what? Anytime, everybody has the right to peacefully protest, but you put a group of people together like that, emotions get carried away, and people just do stupid shit. So,
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Boston.
Okay.
I love me some Boston.
I have
It's
to go
special.
one day.
We're gonna go. I'll take you there one day. But it's a special breed of people. They have like the different areas of Boston,
Mm-hmm.
and like if you're Southie, you can talk shit to another Southie all day long, right? But if you're from the North, whatever they call it, I
better
forget the
not.
different neighborhoods, and then you say some of the Southie, then all the Southies go jump on you.
Okay.
But they like to drink, and they're good, patriotic people, and it's a beautiful city, and of course, home of Whitey Bulger, one of the most infamous gangsters of all time. But this is not a good story, but I'm going to tell you about it. So a former Massachusetts police officer, right? The guy trusted to wear the badge and to help you out. But he pleaded not guilty Wednesday to charges of killing a woman he is accused of sexually exploiting when she was underage. And then he tried to make it look like her death was a suicide sin, but guess why? Because she told him she was pregnant.
Oh, no.
Right? So Matthew Farwell, 38, entered the plea during an initial appearance in federal court in Boston, and he was handcuffed. And I thought a time soft about that when I had to arrest cops. How does it feel, motherfucker? You used to put handcuffs on people, now you got them on you.
Right.
So he was handcuffed and let out of the courtroom, and he's got another hearing for September 10th. But Farwell was arrested at a shopping plaza in the city of Revere on Wednesday after he was indicted on charges he strangled Sandra Birchmore in early 2021 after she told him she was pregnant and he was the father. She was only 23 years old. Right?
It's just...
Farwell killed Birchmore to prevent authorities from finding out details of his sexual offenses. And this is according to the allegations in the indictment. And now Farwell had worked as an officer for the police department in Stoughton, south of Boston, for 10 years from 2012 until 2022. And it wasn't clear why he left that department. Birchmore, the victim, y'all, began participating in the Police Explorers program when she was 12 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, so he got her. That's how he picked her out,
Yep.
right? And court documents say that Farwell, who was a Police Explorers volunteer,
Grooming.
absolutely, it's a pool of people who are going to look up to you.
I wonder
and
if he
cherish
had
you.
child porn.
And I'm about to get to that. So court documents say that Farwell, who was the Explorers volunteer, use his authority and access to groom, sexually exploit, and then sexually abuse Birchmore when she was 15, and that he continued to have sex with her when she became an adult. Now, during some of the shifts when Farwell was supposed to be performing his duties as a Stoughton police officer, he was instead engaged in sex acts with Birchmore, according to the indictment. In late 2020, Birchmore found out that she was pregnant and told Farwell. FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Stephen Keller, said Birchmore was excited when she found out she was pregnant and texted Farwell a poster she made celebrating the pregnancy. She had also reached out to a friend about baby clothes and to a photographer about potential baby photos. And Keller called the allegation against Farwell depraved, and they are. Now, he said Matthew Farwell's gun and badge did not grant him authority to violate the Constitution, and it certainly didn't entitle him to sexually exploit, abuse, and rape a child before killing her and her unborn baby in an attempt to cover up his crimes. Investigators also believe Farwell staged the apartment to make it look like she had died by suicide, Keller said. Then the next month, a friend of Birchmore's called the Stoughton Police Department to tell them that Farwell had been having sex with Birchmore.
Right.
Comes out. Farwell strangled Birchmore on or about February 1st of 2021, and then used his police knowledge to stage her apartment to make it look like she had died by suicide. And on some occasions, Farwell had been on duty when he sexually abused Birchmore as a minor, and he falsely claimed certain work hours to hide that offending behavior. And this is according to court documents.
Right.
They got it all laid out. And look,
Right.
the feds don't indict shit
Right.
until they have it right.
Right.
Stoughton Police Chief Donna McNamara said Wednesday that the department had worked with other agencies, including the FBI, to investigate. This said the day after Sandra Birchmore was found dead in her Canton apartment, I ordered a lengthy and aggressive internal affairs investigation, the instructions of which made it clear that no stone should be left unturned, the chief said. So the alleged murder of Sandra is a horrific injustice. The allegations against the suspect, a former Stoughton police officer, or Stoughton, represent the single worst act of not just professional misconduct, but indeed human indecency that I have observed in nearly 3 decades of law enforcement. This is according to the chief, and she knew this dude. If convicted of killing a witness or victim, I guess they're both right, Farwell would face a minimum sentence of life in prison. And acting U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy on Wednesday declined to comment on whether federal authorities would seek to impose the death penalty, which the feds still have, if Farwell is found guilty, saying the decision would be made by the Department of Justice in Washington, right? So, fuck him. And going back to the Nittany Lion series, here's another child rapist, because he started when she was 15.
Right.
And when they arrested him, he did not have any child pornography.
Right. But I'm also certain she's not the only one.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But you know, these people are adults now, and most people don't like to come forward. And for obvious reason, people do victim shaming and bullshit like that. And I mean, it is what it is. The fuck him. I hope they give that fuckstick the death penalty. I mean, he's got his badge and gun and using his position. You know, the police explorers are like the Boy Scouts for police. Sheriff Jason Ard of Livingston started out as an explorer for the Denham Springs Police Department when he was in high school, and he gives you the you could do ride-alongs, but teach you all the basic things and see if you want to be interested in law enforcement. And it's a springboard, if you will. So this guy took this young girl, took advantage of it, and it's rape. Even if she in her head said it was consensual because she might have thought she loved him or whatever, it's rape. Can't consent at 15.
Well, I want your opinion on this one. A Port Orange man was arrested Thursday in Port Orange, Florida, accused of possessing child pornography. Mm-hmm. James Lennar, 68, faces 21 counts of possession of child pornography. However, this is where it gets weird. The child pornography is AI generated.
Right.
What do you do about that? Because it's
still child porn.
Right.
Right. And it doesn't say it has to be a real image. It says it has to be images of children under the age of such and such engaged in sex acts.
Right. So there's a new statute in Florida, the SB 1680, and that's what he was, I guess, arrested on. And so the new law made it a crime in Florida to knowingly possess, control, intentionally view, or create generated child pornography, according to the legislator's summary, that otherwise states each violation of the statute constitutes a separate offense, which could carry sentences up to 5 years in prison. So, it goes on, but essentially...
Regular porn, child porn... it's like it's an underground network, and they usually trade, right? So one guy will, talk to another guy about it on the dark net or wherever, and they say, "Oh, well, I got some images. You got some images," and they trade. Mm-hmm. So if I send child porn to Tennessee, I'm gonna get a minimum plea bargain, a minimum of 2 years for the images from sending them from here. Then you get arrested on the Tennessee end, and you get charged for the distribution on that end.
Yeah.
And then if that asshole sends them back, he gets charges there and in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah.
And I think they should. Fuck them.
I think they should too, even if it's...
So the whole AI thing, holy fuck. That's people only have to. So, I would say most of the people who actually possess child porn, I don't know. Maybe some of them live out their fantasies and do the rape. Obviously, a lot of the child porn that is distributed amongst these assholes is of them doing the offenses against kids.
Yeah,
not all of it though. A lot of it's just shit they traded with other people, and a lot of them keep it in their head and masturbate to it.
They don't actually need it.
They don't. Well, it's every case is different. Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through: premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of an LSU Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. So you can't stereotype a person and say because they had child porn that they actually committed rape, although a lot of them do.
Right.
And then you also can't say a person who commits rape of a kid has child porn.
Exactly.
Stupidest fucking thing ever. It's just not true. And that's
it would be like saying any person that, essentially raped someone would have porn. And not necessarily,
anybody that's accused of rape has
right.
porn.
Yeah.
And but if they don't have porn, they're innocent.
Right.
That's bullshit.
And they never masturbated.
Come on. All right. All right. So, y'all, another good one. Jim Chapman is off resting and doing whatever Jim Chapman
Hopefully
does.
he's never had.
You know what? He's probably working his ass off.
He probably is.
Yeah, and he has a bunch of new podcasts, but one of them is Exposed Files of the Scandalous, or Scandalous Exposed Files of the Elite.
Expose the Scandalous Files of the Elite.
You know, I get names messed up.
I know.
So y'all go check out Jim's podcast, and go check out Bloody Angola, which is a prison podcast that Jim and I do. And we talk about everything from uplifting stories to the worst stories, and everything in between. It's a really cool show, and we won People's Choice Podcast of the Year award for the history last year, and the first time we were nominated first, and we won it. And so go check that out. Go check out the Real Life Real Crime Community app. Download it free from the App Store, and it has everything Real Life Real Crime, and I go there first.
And it's different than what you see. It's different than Facebook. There's not
the main
another
difference is we're the only ones that censor it.
Yeah, so it's not.
You can't get put in Facebook jail in Woody's house.
Definitely. And so it's a little bit different to navigate. So I do have tips and tricks like in the feed when you go through. So if you can't figure out something, just scroll through the feed a little bit and you'll find something. If not, just message me at Cindy@realliferealcrime.com.
You know what I do?
Scream at Cindy to say, hey, how do I do this?
No, I don't. go on it every single day. I go there first before I go to all our other shit. And I go strictly on the bottom of the screen. It has the different categories, and I hit forum.
Yes.
And there's a lot of great shit in the forum. Joshua Ebarb and Leah Marie and what's the
Michael
great from England.
Yeah.
And he's awesome too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I come in there every day first. And it's, there's a little bit of heated shit that goes back and forth, especially about the Nittany Lion episode I'm doing, or stories I'm telling with Mike Agavino.
Yeah.
People don't like to hear about child molesters. And unfortunately, some things shouldn't be said the way they're said in response to things, but we're going to leave them up and let it run. But we want y'all to know, Cindy and I want you to know, we love and appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely.
We built Real Life Real Crime. We're going
Yes.
6 years now.
Just stick with us.
And we've met so many great people that they're blessed us in so many different ways. And sometimes people come and they go, and that's fine. We always get new lifers, and we really, really mean it. So let me tell you a story. We got back from San Diego and ready to sleep. I hadn't slept in my bed in like 11 or 12 days because I was in Atlanta, boots on the ground on y'all, #JusticeForum. I'm not saying the name yet. November 1st is a Friday. It's dropping, the first episode. And we're going to need your help on that one. Oh my God. But anyway, back to it. I hadn't slept in my bed forever.
Yeah.
And we get in and we have our own separate air conditioner unit for that part of the house. Mm-hmm. And we got in, and I woke up in the middle of the night. I'm like, fuck, I'm sweating like bullets. And I reach over for Cindy, and she's not there. And I'm like, fuck, it's hot as fuck in here. And then, so next day we called the good people at 1 hour.
Yeah.
And they came
Riverside?
out.
Is it Riverview?
Yeah.
Riverside?
Well, Miss Virginia is a dispatcher, and
Yes.
she's a huge lifer. And say, hey, Miss Virginia, and thank you for sending y'all for being so prompt and coming out and fixing our shit.
Absolutely.
I didn't sweat the next night.
And haven't sweated since.
But anyway, thank you to all our sponsors, and we got a lot of them, and that's awesome. And we love and appreciate each and every one of you. And for my co-host, Jim Chapman, I'm Woody Overton. Until next time, this is in the Real Life Real Crime Daily again. I forget what Jim says. But until next time, whatever, we love y'all. Peace.